Well, go on, everybody. Lennox here from S123 Trader. We are back for the last hour of the New York stock market session. This is Wednesday, February 16th. We were here this morning early and went through the first hour, and hope everybody who was with us this morning is here again this afternoon. If not, with me as usual is Mr. George Pitcher from New Jersey in New York State.
Good morning, or afternoon, I should say, from East Coast.
Well, it could be morning, afternoon, or evening for our members here. So everybody's all over the place. It is like at noon for me, almost. It's another couple of minutes, it'll be noon o'clock. And I'm in the Forex market right at this moment in time, looking at the futures for the Dow, the NASDAQ, the S&P, and the Russell. And as you can see, everything had a spike from this morning. I was expecting a little further drop, but it's bearing out right now in this structure. So it looks like possibility of a further push to the upside, which would make sense at this time. So here we have a 1, 2, 3, and this would look also. And here we have a 1, 2, 3. This is on the 1 minute, and so that would look also plausible. And on the 5 minute, similar. It looks like this is the 1, 2, 3 here, and we're pushing to the upside as well. So all of a sudden, the market, even though there's been such negative news, it's going positive. Just looking at my EA here, I'm going to just make this bigger just for real quick here. So I've got gold. I'm in gold on the EA, and it is, you can see, I moved my stop up actually, and just in case, but it's looking pretty good. I just put it into profit with the EA. So worst case scenario, I'll make a little profit, but it looks pretty good right now. Lots of strength in gold going forward. Okay, so that's that. Let me put it back on that. Okay, so let me go back to here. All right, so I had the 204 puts. So I took profits on the ups over here on the drop. I got out. Nothing dramatic profit wise, just a few dollars. And it's pushing now to the upside. I'm really surprised that it's pushed this much actually, but that's the reality of it. It has done that. So sometimes what you expect and what it does. So there was some news from the Feds on their FOMC meeting, and this caused this big green bar spike here. We're on the 15-minute time frame right now. So this green bar spike, because of the news, it was very volatile at that moment in time. So if I go down to the 5 minute and we look at it, you'll see. You can see that there was quite a spike here. It was heading down, and at this point I decided, okay, it doesn't seem like it wants to break this level. So I thought, okay, best to just exit stage left, exit my position. And now it's pushed back up to the upside. So very odd ending here. Okay, so at this point, that I'm not even totally sure what to expect at this point, because going back to the hourly and looking at where we are in this structure, we've gone up, down, and it looks like we should head to the upside at this point because of what it's done here previously. Did the same kind of thing, came down. Now it looks like it wants to do that same type of movement. Why it's going up, I don't understand, because there's nothing really that's holding this market up. There's nothing positive, and yet you can see that it is moving to the upside. So it just looks like this move up is just going to be a fake move, albeit a real fake move. And then my expectations that this is going to fall. So it's just a matter of being able to time it in order to make some profits from this kind of move. So it is still trying to push to the upside right now. And again, I'm just surprised that it is, but any thoughts, George?
Pardon?
Any thoughts on it?
I've been doing stuff in the background at this point.
All right, no
I
problem.
haven't seen anything too exciting going on this afternoon.
You know, this is just surprising me that the market is staying buoyant. It's been down most of the day, but then it's
Yeah,
even with the news from the FOMC meeting, it's still holding up, and I'm very surprised at that. So all I can do now is just watch and see how it plays out, because it's not going as quickly as we'd like it to do to make any really good plays, because we're in this channel and it's very choppy, and you can see how erratic it is. You can make a little bit of money here and there, but yeah, we're not in a nice, clean, impulsive move where you can make a good.
yeah.
It's so choppy. But right now it's pushing to the upside with some strength as well. Interesting. Okay. So it's just a few minutes after noon now, a few minutes after 3. I'm just going to take a look at what's coming up for earnings, just to
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
well, this market here is just throwing me for a loop. I'm just it's very interesting. So let me just take a look at the other guys here. Okay, so on the spider, we can see that we're right at that level. So my expectation again was a further decline and then a push. I was expecting a push back up, but again, I'm surprised that it is. So I just have to go with what it's doing. So we're right at this very strong resistance, and it looks like it wants to push through, and that would take us back up into this area here. Okay, so that makes sense there on the hourly. So here on the 15-minute, we've had our structure play out. Then it drops down into this fourth wave, I guess, and then now it's pushing to the final fifth wave move. That's on the 15. On the 5, you can see it playing out here, and on the 1-minute chart, we can see it playing out here as well. So either this whole thing on the 1-minute here is a 1-2, and then we're heading up in our structure here, or in this channel, like I say, and we're heading to that upside channel. That's what it kind of looks like. So this whole thing is a 1, 2, 3, and then we're heading up to the top of our channel. Like when we look at it from the hourly time frame. So go back again. So what I'm saying is we're heading up to this line up here on this move, if this whole thing is like that. So we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 type move. So that's the only thing I would see. So what I would do then, based on that, is look to buy, say, the 208 calls for Friday expiration, because don't want to bet against it going down at this point since it's got strength, and we still have space inside our channel that we're in. So buying the 208 calls and looking for a push up to the 212 area or so would seem plausible. All right, so let me grab our rectangle tool. So this would be the last line of defense, basically, right there. Look for price to come back up into this area here. Just change the colors on that. Okay. So if we can get price to come up into this area, that would take us up into about 214. That's quite a jump from here. That's that's a nice move if it does make that move into the 214 area.
Yeah, it's possible that this could be abbreviated because this is your E move.
Yeah, so
So
we're saying E.
It could just as easily top out at the last high.
Yeah, so this is what on Monday, this is what I surmised could occur. We get something like this, A, B, C, D, E. This is, Elliott wave type construct. Take us up into this area here. And then from there on, we would start heading down with some intent. And this would be the play that we really want to catch, this move here, catch a 1, 2, 3 up here on the way down. So we can play this from a higher time frame. We can play this on the hourly and catch that move, because in here we can't really do anything on the hourly. I mean, you can. It's just a quick. These are quick moves, so you play them on the lower time frame, the 15-minute and so forth. So we want this move on the if we catch a 1, 2, 3 top here on the hourly would give us much more bang, but it would take a lot more time. Of course, take days, maybe a whole week, for example. But in here we can catch like a small move. Yesterday was just from here to here, and that gave us a little bit of profit, but nothing dramatic. You can see the difference in that move compared to just even a 1, 2, 3 top here. So if that's making sense to everybody, that's the kind of thing that we're looking at. So anything can happen now. I mean, we can come back down first and then go. I don't expect it to just take off, but so the strategy would be to look to the 208 calls, say. But if we get a pullback in the interim, we could come back down to like the 207s or something thereabouts. So if this pulls back, the 207s would be good. If it comes back even further, then we go, 205s or something like that. I was expecting it to come back down into this area today, but you can see it did not. So now the thing is, should we wait for tomorrow instead of buying today? Wait for tomorrow for this to drop back down, or just see how it opens tomorrow. If it opens down here and we can get back in as it moves up, that would be the ideal play. That might be probably the wisest thing to do at this point. So we'll see how it kind of finishes up today. All right. Let's see. Let's take a look at the earnings for today. Okay, so on Monday, yesterday we looked at Airbnb, And I remember when we looked at Airbnb, I thought perhaps Airbnb would have been a buy. I don't know if I did look at this with everybody or not. A, B, and B from yesterday's earnings, I thought would be a good buy. So on the 4 hour, on the 1 hour, okay, and reason was we were sitting right here, and so we have a 1, 2, 3 bottom. You can really see the structure here quite clearly up to this level down, and so I felt that this would be a good move. So I thought about buying the 190s or even the 180s, I think. Oh yeah, thereabouts. But they were very expensive, so I thought, okay, I'm going to leave it alone. But that would have been a good play. You can see that would have made some nice profit on that one. So sometimes you should just go with it, even though it might be a little expensive. Sometimes it's worth it. In this case, the setup was really nice. But I've got a myriad of positions on right now, so I have to be careful with what with extending myself too much. All right, so that was one. The other one, I don't think I went over these with you guys. RBLX, I think that was just myself yesterday. RBLX was another that I looked at. So this is from yesterday. And RBLX, let's go to daily. Yeah, I thought would be a put play based again on the setup. So this is on the daily. I'm just going to go to the weekly, and we'll see why I thought it would be a put on that one. You can see it's been in quite the dive all the way down, and it even broke the low here. So whoops, that's a terrible line. So it even broke that low. It's still a terrible line, and try to come back up, but you can see it wasn't looking too good. And one of the things about the charts is the look of the chart. So on the daily, the look of the chart. So I've got a 1, 2, 3 top, and then another 1, 2, 3 top. So this takes us down. Yeah, and this is too quick for that to be the third wave at this point. It's too short. So in our structure, you can't have a wave like this that becomes our number 3 point. It's too short, especially with a big wave like that. So you need a longer wave to get to the number 3. So following this down, there is no other break until we get here. So this has to be the number 3 point. I reasoned, and so we're inside of a fourth wave channel area here. And the expected move would be to the downside. Yes, it could pop to the upside in the short term. That could happen, but the expected move would be to the downside. So that was the reasoning for looking at that. So dropping to the hourly, or let's go, yeah, you can see we're inside this channel, and it's almost similar to what we're looking at with the index, where we're going up and down in it, and it just reached its end and has to more than likely fall, and that's what it did. So that would have been a good put play as well on that one. Okay, so that's how I kind of look at it. Let's take a look at today's. This is the 16th. So the two main ones are NVIDIA and NVIDIA and Cisco. And Shopify. Shopify was interesting. They gave their earnings before the market opened, but looking at their chart, let's go to Shopify. Let's go to the weekly on Shopify. They've just been in a total downward mode. So you can see we have a large 1, 2, 3 top. So right away, when we're here at this point, breaking through all these supports, there's nowhere for this to go really, but down. It would have been a miracle for this to bounce back up. Yes, it could have, but it's just so weak that I just saw nothing but down for this. So this whole thing is a 1, 2, 3 top. So it's just nasty. And yeah, expected move would have been to the downside for sure on Shopify. Okay, so we have NVIDIA, so let's take a look at that one, and Cisco aftermarket. And there's another one, I think that's, let me put this on a aftermarket only so we can get a good look. Okay. I thought I saw one that was, yeah, DoorDash. Yeah. Okay, so NVIDIA. Got to keep my eye on the
Now,
IWM.
NVIDIA might be chip related to their
Yes,
problems.
yes. Okay, so NVIDIA. Let's see what they look like. So on the weekly, all right. So again, quite the run. And let's see if we're at the bottom of this. Yes, yeah. So you can see the structure here, and all the way up. So quite the move. Even from here, we got a structure all the way up, and now we're coming back down. So come back down to support area. But are we really done on the way down is the question. So it's looking like this should fall. And it looks like we also have a head and shoulders here. So let's take a closer look. So this is the weekly. And again, what I'm seeing here is this 1, 2, 3 top. That's the control. That's controlling this entire move at this point now. So we've come down to this level, big bounce. But I think this is
that's not much of a wave 3 there, though.
No, this is not much of a wave 3. So I think we still have another leg to come down. So I would be looking for puts on this guy. So on the daily, that's what it looks like here. So very choppy. 1, 2, 3 starting out, of course. Head and shoulders, neckline. This could be our neckline. Whoops, boy, those lines are terrible. Sorry, guys. I'm usually pretty good with these straight lines. There we go. So another head and shoulders here. Or sorry, another 1, 2, 3 top here. But this whole thing becomes a 1, 2, 3 top. So another controlling guy here. We came back up to test our neckline, and now it looks like this push is just going to be short-lived. So we're at 263. I'd look to see what the 240 puts are worth. I might just take a stab at this one here. So let's see if it's reasonably priced. Trade NVDA. Okay, so NVIDIA for the 18th, which is a couple of days. The 240 puts are $350. So this is what it looks like when I do the search for the options. So I have to look at all the options, unfortunately, because it just doesn't give me. So there's the 240 puts right here. I can highlight that line. And we do it by
45.
So you can see the open interest is very high and the volume is very high. So that's what we want. We want high volume. You can see the volume around it is very small compared to the volume of this one, 18,000. Everything else is 2, 5, 2, 3, 5, 6, that kind of thing. And the 250s also have lots of volume, and the open interest also is very high. So these two are the ones Of course, this one is a little, is twice the price. So for $350, we could buy the 240 puts. Conversely, if we look at the calls, we do have high volume for the calls. So price is currently at 263. And the
volume there, 33,000.
The 270s have a huge call volume. So let me just scroll up a little bit. So we've got the 270s right here, and they have very high volume.
Yeah,
it's the highest volume of all. And the current ones at 260 have very high volume as well. So very interesting. So is it likely that we're going to push to the upside or to the downside based on what we just looked at? So that will be the thing.
Looks like based upon this is a 45% chance that the calls will be in the money, whereas there's only a 20% chance that the puts will be in the money.
Yeah, so what I'm seeing here, based on what I'm looking at, this has been a very strong push to the upside. Let's go down to one more time frame. We can really take a closer look. So go down to the 4 hour. Okay, so again, 1, 2, 3 here, dropped us down to this level. We've come up in a very choppy fashion, and it's pushing to the upside. So it looks like it's just the calls might be people are in it right now at this point, and not really seeing this going to the upside.
Yeah,
I'd be very surprised that it would. I think it's extended its move to the upside at this point.
I mean, that's not a good that's not an impulse wave that we have here. And
this looks like we should do this. So now the question is, do I take the risk at this point on buying a put, which would be $340 risk for the 240 puts? So 240s are right here, so it's not terribly far away. Let me take a look at one more thing. So this is how we kind of you have to kind of look at everything. So earnings report says it's a 9.4% expected move. They had a positive 8% move last time. So 9.4% means that it could be positive or negative. So a 9% move would put us at about a $23 move. So from where we are, it would take us to the 240 area. So that put would be worth. Let's see. Right now we're at 260. So I'm just breaking this down for you. Let me just show you how this kind of works. So if I decided to buy the 240 puts, since the current price is 264, we could look at the 265 strikes, which is right here, and those puts are worth 1,250 right now. So that means if we're correct and we bought the puts and price did drop to 240, they would be worth about 1,200 in that area tomorrow morning, which is not too bad if we're correct. All right, so I'm going to hang in there till very close to the end of the day, so maybe the last 5 minutes or so, and see if we get a final push above this area, and that would give me, so you can see we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to play out. That will give me that a better price, maybe 320 or something, and that would give me a. Yeah, I like this to go down, not the other way. I can see from the structure that we should be at that point where we're done. Okay, so I hope everybody's followed me through all this. It's a bit Something like this. Again, it's a similar type of thing like the we're inside of this channel, and it's not an impulse, so it's not a bottom where we're getting this nice impulse move. It's more of a sideways type of pattern, and that's what's giving me the impetus for playing the puts over the calls. All right, so that's NVIDIA, looking at that one. So let's take a look at Cisco. So Cisco has 5.5% expected move. It was down 5.5% last time it gave earnings. So let's see how they look. Cisco. We'll go to the weekly on there. Okay, let's go to the monthly, take a good look at this. Okay, so on the monthly, quite the move on this guy. So the first 1, 2, 3 was here, and you can see how it works. So this is the entire thing is a 1, 2 now, right there to there. And then from here we push up to the fourth wave, third wave, down to the fourth wave. So inside of that we get also the structure. So here we get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it looks like we're done at this point on this move. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and we are at 5 here. So we're in an A wave, and are we done is the question. Can we come down further, or are we going to get a bounce? Let's see. So weekly, we have one shoulder, we don't have the other at this point. So that would be a kind of an expected type of thing. We could get a push back up because we finished 5 waves to the upside. We would get something like that would take us back up and give us the other shoulder, take us back down. So we're right at a very critical point right here. Okay, let's go down to the daily, take a closer look. Okay, so on the daily, now you can clearly see that we have a 1, 2, 3 top. So that's the controlling guy. Okay, so down to this level.
That's an S123 top. Yeah. 4 or 5.
So 4, are we done? Is again the question, is this wave complete? So this length of this wave was from 64.50 to 60, so that's 450. The length of this wave is 56.50 to 52.50. So it's pretty close. It's about the same, eh? And that's what we want. With the waves,
it's at a support level.
Yes, and it's also at support. Everything, we're right at that critical point. The length of the first wave and the length of the fifth wave are usually pretty close. It's the third wave that's always, not always, but most of the time is like 89% or more longer than the rest of them. So this looks like we might be done at this point on this move because of the way our structure is played out. Okay, so let's go a little closer on the 4 hour and take a look. So this is a really good way to, to really break the chart down and see where you are overall, so we can clearly see now the pattern. So we're here. This is a fourth wave. It gyrated up and down. You can do it this way. You can see how and then it dropped through. Okay, so this is again similar to what we're looking at with the index, the IWM. So this move now again is the question is, are we done this move to the downside? Is there another leg to drop? You can see that we could still come down to this level. It's totally possible, right? So now we have to take a closer look at this leg here to see if we're actually done. So dropping down to the hourly, okay, you can see, okay, what I'll do is draw a trend line across here. So this, if you were playing, this would have been just a great way to gauge where you are and when it's going to break out. 1, 2, 3 top, a breach of that line, red below red, and you're into the downside. So that this looks like a fourth wave at this point as well. So you can see we're just gyrating. So the expected move will be to the downside. However, and I've seen this so many times, we're sitting at a fourth wave down at the bottom of a support, and it doesn't play out to the downside, it just pops to the upside. That's totally possible at this point. So it's a kind of an iffy one. This might not play out one more time to the downside. So that's what I'm seeing here with NVIDIA. We're in a fourth wave, but the fifth wave might not drop. So like the best play then would be to buy both. You buy the above and you buy the below. So since we're sitting at 54, we could look at the, let's say the 56s and the 52s. So that's called a straddle play. That way, if it has 5% move is only $2.50. So is it really worthwhile? Is the other question. A 5% move is $2.50. So 56.50 it might come to, or 52 it might come to. So it's not really worth it to do a straddle, because if in the event it does less than 5%, say it only does 3%, it's only going to move $1.50, then you lose both, because it's not really going anywhere. It's just going to sit right inside here, and that's not good. So I wouldn't play this one based on that. Okay, so that's kind of how I break it down, and we can make decisions that way. So I hope that makes sense as well. So do I have any questions from anyone at all? Anybody with me?
Yeah.
Does it make sense what I'm showing you?
Yeah, I understand.
Maybe. Thanks, George. I'm asking the members though. Anybody? Does that make sense what I'm showing you guys? Am I off on a tangent and I'm just losing everybody, or does it? Okay. No questions, no comments, nothing. Okay. All right.
Take another look at it from a different point of view, but kind of on Cisco I'm looking at.
Yeah, I don't like that play because of the fact that we could get caught in the middle. So,
yeah,
because it might not do anything, and that's the worst case scenario. All right, let's see what else is here. I was looking at DoorDash. That's one. That one has a 15% expected move. It had an 11% move last time, and now it has a 15. So it's always kind of good to look at the guys that are given bigger percentage moves. Like this guy had 20% last time, and expected move is 12% this time. So, you know, if the chart holds out, then that's the way to go. So let's take a look at DoorDash and see how they. So dash. So again, you know, the objective of what we're looking at is to try to find plays that will give us minimum risk, maximum profit. So if we can find those kind of plays, whether it's an option in an earnings are great because you know it's only a one overnight thing. You get in the night before, and you get your results in the morning. Actually, you know by before the morning whether you're right or wrong, because they give their earnings and it comes out right away. So you can see with DoorDash, they haven't been having a good time.
no, they have not.
So
The weekly look terrible. The daily looks terrible.
Astounding. Like and again, you can see how the pattern. You can see the pattern here. It went up straight up, and boom, and then it was done, and then right back down. and it didn't even make much of a break here. It just straight down. It's just terrible. So let's take a look on the daily. So it was euphoric there for a while, but I think all the shareholders are crying now. So unless you got out up in this area, you know, you're basically dead in the water. So there is the pattern as it moved, and then right up to the top, 1, 2, 3 top here, drop right straight down. It's like it didn't even, wow, there's nothing here that you could say that would give you any kind of hope that it was going to bounce back. It was just so negative. Wow, amazing. So DoorDash, is that the company that does the delivery of food to your door? Isn't that them?
I guess so. But
Wow, so that's not working out very well for them.
Chip problems too, if that's the case.
So wow, so here it is on the 4 hour. So 1, 2, 3 top, and we come all the way down. This is the first time we get a slight move that it looked like it was going to go, and this could fool everybody here because it looks like a 1, 2, 3, and it, you know, it's starting to go, but then it doesn't do anything. It just kind of and once it breaks this level, that's it. All bets are off, and we're heading back down again. So you can see where we're sitting. We're sitting right on the precipice again of negativity. So I don't see any hope for this thing to bounce. It would be a miracle play here, I guess, for that to bounce at this point. It's very, very negative. So this is a controlling 1, 2, 3 for this current, and you can see we're slanted. We're in a triangle slant, and it, you know, yeah, it is possible that it could bounce, but it would have to be a miracle move. Okay, so on the 1 hour, we're looking at that. Okay, so there is the triangle, and that's not looking like any bounce is going to happen here to the upside. So this will be a sell. So let's see what DoorDash 90 puts are worth. Just to DoorDash. How's our time? Okay, we still have 20 minutes. Okay, so that's good. All right, so let's take a look at DoorDash for Friday's expiration. That's the 18th of February. And they're trading currently at 94.95. Look at the 90 puts. Let me see if I can just put it to 14. Okay, so there they are. The 90 puts are $500 for one contract. Lots of, you can see there's lots of volume on that guy. So everybody's betting against them. But the calls, okay, calls are very lean. There's nobody playing the calls except for the 100 call here. So we're sitting at 94. Somebody's bought a lot of 94 of 100 calls.
Yeah.
Somebody's betting that it's going to go up. Very high volume. Probability of price making it there is 75%. The probability of price making it on the puts is 81%, almost 82%. I'm not sure why I would be looking at the calls, but somebody is doing a contrarian bet, right? These are, I would have to make a decision. Do I do DoorDash for $500? I could even go lower, I guess. I could go to the 85s or something like that. Let me just have to show all. So yeah, the 85s are 300, and they too have lots of volume on them. So probability 62.4%. So we're at 94. So that's a 10-point drop. And the expected move was 13%, 15%. So 15% of $90 is about $13 or so. So
Yeah.
yeah, it would get to 85. So that would be the bet. To play the 85s, 85 puts, 40, 86 puts, 40, 87 puts, something like that in that area. So two choices, Dash or NVIDIA.
Now,
I'm
what do
hard pressed
you
to.
decide on NVIDIA?
Sorry?
Longer term, NVIDIA is going up, it looks like, when I'm on the weekly time frame, but
Longer term?
man,
Uh, yeah, it's possible longer term, yes, definitely. But tonight is the question. Today is the question. What will they
okay,
do?
all right. Well,
So those are those guys. If there's
daily,
any,
daily still looks to me like MACD is uh, on the golden side, but it's still below water.
it's an interesting one. I mean, it could definitely pop to the upside, which
Yeah,
would take us, like I said, back up into, you know, this area here. But I mean,
you don't have much to go, but you don't really need too much.
there's a lot of room here though for that to come down. So
Yeah, I know what you mean.
well, after seeing Dash, I like Dash better for the, you know, for the fall.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean.
All right, so that's the look at. Okay, so let's take a look at some unusual options opportunities here. See what's going on with that. Very slow. There we go. Okay, so unusual options. Let's see if NVIDIA and DoorDash are on the list. Computer is running slow motion here. Got too many things open. Okay, so that's the A's. Let me go upside down.
Okay, we're at 15 minutes.
Okay, just want to see if I can see NVIDIA on the list here and see what unusual options are there for them. Okay. Wow. Second page. It's going to take.
You can do that by symbol, huh?
Yes. You can sort by all kinds of things. By any of these columns, you can sort by, which is great. I'm just in the T's. Oh boy.
Well, it
Well, I
says
guess
you can filter by symbol, so.
yeah, I could enter by symbol here. So I didn't even take a good look at that. So I could do it. Let's see. NVIDIA, see if it's there.
Do and book comma dash.
Dash. Yeah. Oh, they want me to go Premier. I'm already in an account holder, but they still want me to go Premier to do that. Oh, really? Okay. So Won't allow me. All right, so I have to go the regular way. You have to be a premier bar chart. Just a regular guy doesn't cut it. Okay, so there's NVIDIA. And there you can see there's a plethora of calls and puts. So it's both ways.
Yeah, it does look both ways.
The calls, these ones are already right in the at the money, 263, lots of volume. And that could be because they were bought previously, because their expiry is this Friday. So they could have been, people are probably selling these now, maybe. What else we have? We have the 263 puts, huge volume on those. So yeah, you can see from you can look at the volume just to discern what's going on with the options. Volume, if the volume is large, it tells you a great deal about what's going on with the put or call. Interesting. So even if the people are even buying the 230 puts and we're at $260 for the share. It's amazing. And the volume is quite high for those.
Yeah.
That's a long way away. That's 30 points away. Here are the 240 puts that we looked at, 13,000. Lots of volume on that. So that's NVIDIA. Definitely go back by symbol.
I thought I saw a dash in that list before, but I guess not.
So here's dash. There's only about 8 lines of dash, and they're all puts except for a couple.
Calls.
There are only two calls in here, and that was the 110 calls and the 105 calls. Interesting. Current price is what was the price of dash right now? 95. So 95, and we're looking at the mostly puts. Got the volume.
Yeah.
So here's the 95 puts. No, 75 puts. That's a long way away. 75 from 95.
Wow, I'll say.
But there's lots of volume on that. Here, the 85 is what I was looking at. This has the most volume of all, 6,000. So, and the price is around $3 and some odd. So
yeah,
that would be most
that's
reasonable.
more.
So we got 9 minutes to go, so I have to make a decision, and I'm going to go with dash. I'm going to buy some dash. Just let me go back to the hourly. Okay, so on the hourly, I'm just going to mark this up how I'm seeing it. We've got this. So it is possible, it is totally possible that they could fool everybody and have good earnings this quarter. And then all of a sudden, we get this rise back up into this area. So somebody's bought the 110 calls way up here. So they're expecting this huge,
Good luck.
either they know something and they're expecting this huge quarter, right? So there's our structure. So Maybe they know something that we are not aware of, George.
That could be.
Okay, so it looks like our structure hasn't played out over here though. We have a 1, 2, 3 top here.
Yeah.
So that takes us to here. So we can, gyrate in here or we drop. I don't, again, I'm hard pressed to see this going up.
Yeah.
So, okay, so I'm going to buy the 85 puts and let's see what the 110 calls are worth. The 110 calls are about 265. Wow.
Wow.
Very expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, for that far away. I'm surprised.
Well, is that for tomorrow's strike? For tomorrow's expiration, or is
For
that?
Friday's expiration.
Uh-huh.
So it's Friday, 2 days away. So those 110.
Wow.
So somebody, either, like I say, either someone knows something, and that's why this is such high volume, because everybody else is betting puts. There's only 2 calls on this list. So do we do a contrarian play? 265 to the upside.
Straddle this
The
easily.
straddle is a bit expensive.
Yeah.
The only other choice would be, let's see, dash. What about the 115 calls? Just a little further away. So even if we're wrong going down, if it doesn't go down and it does pop, and it comes up into this area, you would still be worth a pretty penny.
Yeah, the one, even
though
though
we got up to 110.
ends would be worth a pretty penny too.
Yeah,
So
even the 115s would be worth a
yeah.
little. Well, it might be a tough one on the 115s, but yeah, this is a tough one here, ladies and gentlemen, because of that. So it's based on the chart pattern. It looks like we should fall, but it looks like maybe somebody knows something that we don't know. That's why we look at these unusual options and so forth. And you have to, they're not going to give it to you. It's not like they give it. There are no free lunches in this game, right? They don't just give it to you and say, oh yeah, this is what's going to happen. You have to discern for yourself whether the play is legit. So does somebody know something? Like when we looked at Asan, that stock, the CEO of the stock was buying this. He bought 1.25 million shares here, and he bought 1.25 million shares down here. So he knew something, and he's smart. He's buying at the best spots. But with Dash, it's not giving us any hints. How's our time? 4 minutes. Okay, so I had to make a decision really quick here. Let's see if there is anything in the unusual insider trading on Dash. Let's just see if it has any insider trading at all. That might shed some light on things if it's there. Okay, by symbol. So some guy sold 9 million shares of MGM for 404.
Yeah, I saw that this morning.
5 million. Wow. amazing. Okay, so I got to go to second page. 405 million. Wow. And I noticed he still had millions of shares left. Okay, where are you, Dash? Are you on here? And more.
Page.
3 minutes to go. I have to make a decision. Okay, I'm going to skip my finger on the 85 puts.
Huh, nothing.
No Dash.
No
Okay,
doubt.
so no insider activity on Dash. So if nobody in the company knows anything, at least not today anyways. So that's that. All right, so I have to go with my gut instinct. I'm going to buy one. It's 350 right now. Bid and ask. Bid is 345. Ask is 350. So I will take a stab at it. I'm in.
You're
So
right.
I bought the 85 puts. So we'll see if I'm right or wrong. And I'm not going to buy any insurance. I'm just going to just leave it without any insurance. And yeah, this is just, again, based on the chart pattern, it looks like we really should fall, but
Yeah.
somebody might know something, and if that's the case, then I'm wrong, and I lose $350.
They come out this evening?
Yes. So the one I was just looking at, S123, that CEO, he in unusual trading activity bought 1.5 mil. I'm still holding a couple of contracts in this guy, and this doesn't look like it looks like it still has a ways to go here. So my target is $76. That's where I want to go to, 1.618. We
There's
are
the bell.
closed. Okay, the bell has rung. So yeah, my target is 76. It looks like it should push through to 76 before Friday, and that would be good. But the that was from insider trading activity, and it's just by, yeah, again, looking at this list here, and I can sort it by any kind of transaction type and so forth. So I sort it by shares to see who's
Okay,
really.
NVIDIA after hours is going higher.
So far.
They're up to 268.
So let's see. Let me go to Trading View and look at it. Now Trading View is here. So, oops.
Dash went up to 96, and then it's back down to 95.
Well, it needs to go down to 85.
Yeah, well, it's going down now. I'm
It
on a
should.
1 minute chart. It's at 94.
So this this insider trading activity is so powerful, and trying to find some opportunities in here to
Whoa.
show you guys how you can take advantage of this. And again, it's based on, you know, it's one thing to see this information, but it's also to look at the chart to determine whether or not it's a good opportunity or not. So yeah, this is very powerful stuff. that, we can, it'd be nice if we could see this in the Forex market, if we could see who's buying what, but we can't. They don't give us that. They do not give us that data on who's buying anything. It'd be nice to see what the big banks were buying and so forth, but actually that data is available, but it's in the COT reports, they call it.
Yeah, it is in the traders report.
Yes, the reports that come out, I think once a month or something like that, or once every week. Actually, they come out every Thursday or every Friday. There's a report that comes out. It's called a COT report, I think.
Yeah, right. Commitment of traders.
Commitment of traders. Yeah, there's a report that comes out and it shows what the
Commercial and speculative people are doing.
yeah, what all the commercial traders are buying and selling in the Forex or any market. Really, it shows all the futures and so forth. But it's very, very cryptic to decipher. Yeah, lots of stats. But so that's a look at yeah, what's going on today. Let me just go back really quick to IWM here and see how it finished up. Okay, so we have a little tick of red bar there. So yeah, it's pointing down right now. So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow morning. Still expecting this thing to come down. So maybe it'll open up somewhere down here tomorrow morning. If it opens here, I would then expect it to go back up. So because it would be just basically, doing this kind of move, and I'm still expecting it to come back up to this line up here. So if by keeping again abreast of where you are in the overall structure, then that's how we can make these moves pay off, by understanding where you are in the overall structure. You take advantage of that. So if it opens tomorrow morning down here, then we're looking for a move back up. And you see today I didn't have any of my indicators on. I usually have the 8 and the 21 and the 55 and the 199, but I didn't even use. You don't even need the indicators. They're nice to have, but it's not necessary. So, all right. So that's a look at today. We'll see you guys on Friday morning. I'll let you know what happened with Dash, if it worked out or not. So thanks, everyone. No questions from anybody though, today? Wow, everybody's just very silent.
No.
Last chance. Any questions from anyone at all, or are we all good?
I don't have any chats.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
We
chat
after
everyone.
This? We'll see everyone on Friday morning then. And hopefully it's a more buoyant market on Friday, and we can make some pips or points.
Okay, and let's chat after this.
Yes. Thanks to everyone for hanging with us. We appreciate it. Even though you don't want to talk with me, I'm disappointed that you don't want to talk with me though. But, all right, we will see you guys on Friday morning. Enjoy the rest of the day, evening, afternoon, wherever you might be. And thanks, George.
Thank you, Lennox.